Students, this is Dr. Ramos again, and we're going to continue with part two of the overview for Adjus 121 for summer. So we're now on part two, July 5th to 16th. And one of the things I wanted you to note is in here, I have a list of the things that you'll be studying. I do this at the top of each page, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, as long as you follow through and finish everything in this module by the appropriate time, you're going to be fine. One of the things I noticed earlier in the overview of part one was that the Torres case was misplaced in chapter 4, which is in module 1. It's actually in module 2. We have Tippett's case and the Torres case, and these things are going to be related to things like woman battered syndrome and parties to a crime. It's just things that are appropriate for what you're learning or what you've just learned in the study guide. So in this particular area, we're going to jump into the different types of crimes. And so it's important that you're reading the book consistently. Again, I'm going to have study guides for you as you slide through here. For each chapter, there's going to be a study guide. We are not doing chapter 7. You do not have to read chapter 7, powers of arrest. I'm not testing you on that. We do that in criminal procedures. But you do have the beginning of your actual study of, like, starting with assault and then homicide, etc. So you need to make sure that you look at that. I do have some lectures that are embedded in there to help you out. And then we're going to start giving you writing exercises. So writing exercise, when you look at this, you'll see that the writing exercise will be a movie. And in the movie, you will have a form that you'll be completing. So let's see if we can get into this. So here you're watching a movie and you're going to have a form, and this is your writing assignment form. So let's open that up real quick. Wrong form open, but here we go. Crime video report. So you put the report number, if it's, you have 1 through 6, I believe, but you put the appropriate number. Then I want you to list the facts. So I want you to play police officer here. You arrived at the scene. You want to describe the suspect. You want to describe the actions of the suspect. Now you want to identify the type of crime. And this is very important. So the way I would do this is to think about whatever crime you're looking at, or whatever action you're looking at. Is it a crime against person, or a crime against property, or is it a sex crime, or is it a drug crime? And those are probably going to be the 4 major ones that we're going to deal with in this class. Then you can go to the book, and these are going to line up with what you just read. So you're going to be looking at assaults first and weapons, etc. This first one's going to have to do with that, so I'm kind of letting you know that. So you want to stay in that area. To refine it more, I would go into the California Penal Code that you have online that I just gave you access to in the last summary, in the last overview, and use that to help you refine the elements of the crime. In this area, align when you say type of crime, I want to know the Penal Code section, and I want to know and list the elements, meaning the act, the intent. So as you'll see in my lectures, I'll tell you that the way you're going to identify intent, if it's specific intent crime, it's going to be something like where it says with the intent to, or for the purposes of. You'll see that sort of language in there which tells you that it's specific intent. Remember that all theft crimes are specific intent to permanently deprive you of the property. Now you want to align the elements of the crime with the suspect's actions. What are the actions of the suspect that equate to the elements of the crime? Cross-reference them, crosswalk them. Then tell me if it's a misdemeanor or felony. And lastly, what type of intent. So you need to go back in the book and review the intents. You need to also review my lecture on intents. because that's going to really help you out, and that's going to be in Module 1. And you want to refer to that and make sure that you have the study guide for that to help you. Then all you're going to do is upload this, save it, and upload it to the Dropbox in here. And that's it. So you can watch this video a number of times. I think you have 30 minutes per assignment. And that's going to be how I'm going to know whether or not you understand what's going on. Let's go back. Okay. So this is going to continue all the way through chapter 12. And then you're going to, of course, have an exam down here at the back, at the end of the course. So you'll have a final exam that will be embedded in here for you to take. Let me see where I have that. I am eliminating a bunch of discussions that are in here because you're just not going to have time for it. And I'll make sure, I don't think I have the exam turned on yet, but I'll have it here at the end of chapter 12. That's the end of this overview.